Welcome to another episode of Mash Meets, in which I'll be having a conversation with Paul Sherwood, who heads up our hospitality team. Hi, Paul.
Buonasera, Mash.
Monch tu. Paul, after almost 24 years, I know you pretty well, I think, but could you tell everyone a little bit about your background at John Ryan & Partners, how you came to work here and your role?
Sure. So 24 years, that sounds quite painful straight away, Mash. You should have perhaps warned me before blurting that fact out straight at me.
But sorry to remind you.
Yeah, I joined John Ryan & Partners all that time ago, and I wasn't actually looking for a job. But a colleague I was working with at a time at a different business came over to me and said, hey, Paul, this job's for you. And he showed me the back of Builder magazine, and it said, quantity surveyor wanted, Wednesday afternoons off for suitably qualified footballers. So at the time I was playing a bit of football, and I thought, well, that sounds like a good job for me. So then I applied, and I was actually offered a job back in the days when we did quite a lot of retail work, which wasn't quite right for me at the time. But then another opportunity came up later on, probably a year later, and I joined the team within the hospitality and leisure team at the time.
Well, and a bit about your role at the moment?
So I head up our hospitality team. So we focus now on hospitality projects. We've always stated that, but then we used to get drawn into other things. But we do really try and focus on hospitality projects at the moment. Sometimes if it's a special project for a client, an office fit out or something, we will do that because it's a client they want us to work with them. And we want to work with them. So we do where we can focus on hospitality projects in the UK, but we do deliver projects across Europe as well, as I am now in Rome. Absolutely.
Well, and I can definitely say you're a better footballer than surveyor. So
it's very kind of you to say so much.
Even now, I've been up 24 years, Paul.
I suspect there's some old teammates somewhere that will put fear into their heart if they're ever employing a surveyor.
And actually, you mentioned, where are you at the moment? It doesn't look like one of our offices.
It's not, though. This is the Ambasciatore Palace in Rome, where I've been coming to now for about 15 months. The hotel is now open and trading and looking beautiful. I'm just back here. I haven't been here for a few months now, but I'm back with looking at a few remedial issues and a few additional works that the owners are looking at possibly delivering.
Exciting. I've seen your Instagram posts, Beer for One hashtag. Been very amusing for me to be seen every so often.
Yeah, I've impressed myself by where it's a beautiful city, Rome. So I've impressed myself by where I've been able to keep myself entertained of an evening when I've been here away from the family. But actually, it's a beautiful city. It's a great place. There's a lot going on.
Absolutely.
Just having a beer and watching the world go by in the evening after a longish day is a good thing.
Yeah. So whilst I've known you for 24 years. But maybe not everyone knows about what we do in the hospitality team and who your clients are. Would you like to elaborate slightly?
Sure. So who our clients are has actually changed over the years. When back in the day when brands used to own lots of real estate, we used to do a lot of work for big brands like Marriott, Hilton, IHG. We do less work directly for brands now and more often working for property funds. So we'll help an owner and operator at the feasibility stage, help them normally when they're purchasing an asset. And when they purchase an asset, there's normally a development plan with that and helping them get the sort of biggest bang for their buck out of that investment. Yeah, so we work with them through the feasibility stage when they first purchase the hotel. And then we put a development plan together and then deliver that capital project. Quite often, if someone's built a hotel, they have a development plan, but be that an extension, be that a renovation of bedrooms or public areas, be that reconfiguring some space to help the hotel trade better.
So, Paul, what do you really enjoy about your job?
Well, I've got to say, Mash, I'd say from the heart, it's the people, isn't it? I think in our business, it's the people. Obviously, with John Ryan & Partners, it's very much always been the people. But also with projects, it's the people. We're really fortunate. I'm really fortunate working in the hospitality team. And the beautiful thing about that is most people you meet in the hospitality industry are actually hospitable. They're good people. And we're also often in a position where, we're entrusted to build the team for the client to deliver a project. And, we have a say in who we work with and to an extent, obviously. So you get to build those teams and actually the camaraderie you can build and the satisfaction you can get about working with people closely. And then we're lucky that also we deliver wonderful projects in beautiful places. And at the end of those projects, you can stand in those projects and enjoy them. Have a beer, glass of wine, whatever your preference is. So it's pretty good. So the people
fantastic.
and completion of the projects, I guess.
Very good, thank you. So what challenges has the hospitality sector faced over the last 12 months?
Hospitality, it's been challenging. I guess, if you look in recent years, the pandemic is the biggest challenge the hospitality sector has ever faced. And there's still some legacy around that as well. Huge challenges there, which are now still unfolding as the government is still using a lot of hotel rooms for asylum seekers. And as that tap turns off, that's going to put more rooms into the market, which will make it challenging for owners and operators. I think hospitality industry also has a similar challenge to construction industry, actually, and it's labour. It's good people, a shortage of good people and retaining good people. Again, I think that's partly residue from the pandemic, where people who previously worked in hospitality have been forced or had to go and do other jobs while hospitality was fully closed. And they've actually got a taste for doing something different, or people have gone home and there's less people here than there used to be who want to work in hospitality.
Yeah. So how are you helping clients overcome this and trying to keep them happy?
Yeah, I guess part of that is the operation of the hotel and the hospitality industry. That's their challenge. That does impact our challenge, and perhaps our challenge at the moment, and which we have to help our clients with overcoming, is actually the pandemic has left. There's still pent up demand for travelling, and people love to travel. And hotels, particularly in London, hotels occupancies high. And the average daily rates are high. So that means that any projects that are going to happen are going to displace significant amounts of revenue. So it might be that owners, operators defer those projects for a while they're still making a decent return on the product that they have. At some point, they will need to refresh that product, of course, with their renovations. And to deliver that when it's going to displace a significant amount of revenue, it's important that we manage the projects really tightly, really closely, and really efficiently to make sure that not only do we deliver a great capital project, driving good value, but also that we don't displace a lot of revenue, so that we can work closely with the hotel operations teams and make sure the projects run smoothly.
Yes, certainly interesting times. So we touched on it earlier. You're obviously in Rome today, and you've worked on some amazing projects around the world. Which ones would stand out for you, and why?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've been really lucky. I've been really lucky to work on some great projects. First hotel I worked on was the Burj Al Arab. So, it's an iconic building. I perhaps didn't fully appreciate how much of an iconic building that was at the time. So that was a wonderful opportunity, and again, working with a great team and some great people on that project. I guess more recently, Fairmont St Andrews. I really enjoyed that one. Quite a lot of travel up to St Andrews, but at a time when both my children were quite young, so that was quite challenging, but it was good fun, and again delivered a great product at that time. We did a bar and restaurant renovation in Budapest at the Gresham Palace Hotel. That was a beautiful, beautiful bar. No expense spared at the Four Seasons Hotel there. So I really enjoyed that one. I think I've got to say the London Metropole, because that was through the pandemic. So London Metro, Birmingham Metropole, delivering 75 million of capital investment through the pandemic. 3 principal contractors, 400 plus people on site. There was a lot going on with that project, and it was really intensive. But at the end, we've made it's a fabulous asset now, and it's a beautiful hotel. So I really enjoyed that one. And I've got to say the Ambassador Palace here, where I've had a very fortunate role working with Westmont as a project director role, and there's been some real challenges around that. But again, it's great that I come back to the hotel yesterday and today, and go, well, it's a fabulous thing. It's a beautiful place to be in. You can see guests being happy. You can see the hotel get a bit of a buzz and a feel about it. And, so I guess those are the key ones. There's probably many more that I've missed, and it'll come to me later. I go, I should have told Mash about that one. That was a goodie too.
Well, you've been to the home of golf, and you're not even a golfer, which is a real shame.
I'm saving golf, Mash, for when I'm old enough. I'm too young for golf.
Thank you. I wouldn't say I'm a golfer yet. I suppose the ones that I suppose my highlights, because I've dined there, is probably the Savoy, and the other one that we've been involved with where I've had a drink is Brown's Mayfair by Roccoforte.
Yeah.
So those are really impressive projects.
If we start listing all the projects where you've had dinner or gone for a drink, Mash, we'll be here a long time.
I'm just big bone.
But you're right. The Savoy was great, and we had several different roles throughout that project. But we were the first consultant and the last consultant out in various different roles, challenging times again. Personally, I wasn't very close to that project. It was Andrew was much more closer than I, and Rob Russell actually at the top back in the day. So that one doesn't perhaps hit a tone with me. The Browns is one I would have kicked myself for not remembering. So thanks for reminding me. It's a fabulous bar down at Browns. So that's a great place. Well, and we're lucky enough to do a few projects for Roccoforte over the years. Balmoral in Edinburgh as well. Also a beautiful project.
Course. Very nice, very good. Right, so listen, some quick fire questions for you. Best bar you've worked on.
I'm ready.
Best bar you've worked on.
Best bar. So there's the rooftop here at the Ambassador is awesome. So I'll maybe try and carry the camera up there in a bit and show you, but the rooftop bar is awesome. I do like the Bow Bar in Hilton London Metro. It's a great place to meet, really close to Paddington Station, and stop there for a quick drink, and then we can sit there and enjoy how we've transformed that area. So both of those are pretty good.
One of my venues for this year then at some point. Best hotel room?
The rooms at the Burj were amazing in Dubai. So they were super impressive rooms, and at the time, groundbreaking, I think, in many ways. I love the rooms here, actually, at Ambassador. They're real beautiful contemporary design. They've got a great feel to them, and lots of different room types as well. So you can stay here in lots of different times and experience different types of room. So, maybe here.
Right. And finally, favourite country you've worked in?
I had a great time when I was in Dubai. I was a younger man, I should say. So I had a great time in Dubai, and I worked with some great people there. So that was a lot of fun. I've also loved coming to Rome. Rome's been awesome. I touched on it before. There's such a vibrant city. There's such a lot going on, and you can just wander out, have a cold beer in the evening, watch the world go by. And there's so many things you can just stop and look up in the street, and amazing architecture that nobody looks at twice, because there's even more amazing architecture just around the corner. So I've been to Rome a couple of times before I came here for this project, and I was always keen on the city, but I've got to know it a bit more while I've been here. So perhaps Rome.
Fantastic. Envious Paul. And so Paul, out of interest, how far is the Trevi Fountain or Spanish Steps from where you are now?
It's we're right on Via Veneto here, so right in the heart of Rome. So both of those are about 10 minutes away. So a brisk walk, Mash.
So any chance we could have that brisk walk and you can remind us what it looks like?
I'm happy to. It looks blue sky. The sun's just setting outside now, so I'm happy to have a quick stroll down there.
Go on then, son. See you in a few minutes.
Okay, Mash. I'll meet you at the Trevi Fountain.
Lovely. Looking forward to it.
Grounds of the Trevi Fountain.